that this is the reason why you're a loser. And I think that's what really makes a lot of guys mad, is that they're effectively, you're basically giving people original sin. You're saying, like, well, because your grandfather, you know, like, whenever he grew up, he had advantages, now, you know, we're going to treat you badly and act like those advantages still exist. And there's like that lingering resentment and animosity that is culturally acceptable, I think, in a lot of cases. And you can just look at Twitter and you can see how culturally acceptable it is. Even look at mainstream media, or like look at, like, you know, daytime talk shows. That is extremely damaging to men's mental health. To be told that you constantly have all of these advantages and the world is handed to you whenever you exist in a world where opportunities categorically exclude you from existing.
Which is probably why 40% of young men aged 18 to 45 meet the criteria for depression, and 49% of 18 to 23-year-olds have had a thought of passing themselves in the past 2 weeks alone.
Hard really to say if that's comparable. I think that probably those numbers went up for women as well too. I think social media and the internet's brain rot for everybody, but you know, I think that for guys it also is bad. But like, if you look at it from like, I don't think this is a male-only problem. A lot of these issues are like meta-level society issues that affect men and women. Obviously, the way that you approach it for men is different, and, you know, men and women have unique struggles. But I think also this is something, you know, a rising tide floats all boats, or a rising tide floats all toasters in a bathtub. Anyway,
we're seeing the symptoms of this problem everywhere. The sapping away of our vision and ambition permeates in all aspects of modern society today. Our culture, architecture, relationships, bodies and minds. Past civilizations before us have always placed their emphasis on beauty, wisdom and logic for all the population to see.
Just so you know, 621.
Bustling with art, life and community. These things were placed above all else as the bedrock of their societies, laying out a code of honor and struggle in its people to achieve greatness. Comforts were shown in...
There is no more virtue that is assigned to critical thinking and logic. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, and I think that like anti-intellectualism isn't really something that's new in American culture, but I think it's become so pervasive among widespread American and also Western that it's become extremely hard. It's like an unironic, like, I think that we've become a little bit inferior to where we used to be. I think there is so much less emphasis on like, you can trap yourself by thinking for yourself because you go outside of the box that you're supposed to exist in.
Northern culture did an aspiration for achieving something great, for following your master. But today our cities are mostly devoid of all of this character, and instead they're marked out by the most cost-efficient, bland and sterile designs to facilitate a simpler, self-motivated purpose. It's why people flock all over the world to a handful of remaining cities that retain their centuries-old charm to feel and experience the character of bygone societies that were motivated by higher ideals. Ideals greater than our modern two-dimensional ways of thinking. With a prioritization of comfort, lust and opulence, and flashy materialism over individual excellence and greater community, we're now reeling in the aftermath, becoming an...
I think it's that people have been divorced from being able to hope for anything better than what they already have. That's the real reason. Like, you see this all the time, like, because it's true that working hard will make you, like, working hard will increase the probability that you will be successful. But I think that, like, the reason why video games are so popular and so many young guys like video games is because video games provide a guarantee that if you grind and you work hard at something, you'll see a result. Whereas in real life, a lot of times that doesn't happen. I think that it's actually like, that's why young men are drawn to video games a lot. It's because they're an equal playing field in a way that nothing else in the world really provides them.
Still a generation of mandated mediocrity. And does this explain why men today seem to struggle more than ever while seemingly having more than ever? America in particular is not actually in a recession. In fact, on paper, the economy looks like the best it's been in a while. Unemployment has dropped, GDP is up, but what the people are actually experiencing is a completely different story. We can see this in a study by the University of Michigan on consumer sentiment, which gathers data based on how consumers feel about the current state of finances. In 2022, it dropped to an all-time low. Prices of our average daily needs like gas and food have increased in unbearable percentages. In contrast,
The problem is that while the GDP has gone up by a tremendous amount, this is, I'm gonna have a Bernie Sanders moment here, is that it's the 1% that is enjoying those privileges. And I think that a really good way to tell is that I remember looking up when I first started, this is kind of a weird thing to say, but I remember somebody asked me am I in the top 1% for income earners? And I remember looking it up whenever my stream first got popular, and then I looked it up maybe last year, and the top 1% for income earners has gone up by 30% in the last 5 years. So the very, very wealthy are becoming increasingly more wealthy, and then the people in the middle are experiencing stagnation, and then the people who are poor are just basically who cares? Rich get richer. Yeah, exactly. COVID made the gap way worse. Yeah, and there's obviously very traditional, economic indicators like a Gini index or something like that. But I think that also we can just simply go to the grocery store and I'm going through old receipts when I'm cleaning my house, and I'm looking at a 2011 receipt, and I buy a meal and it's $5.80. There it is, right? It's right in front of you. Kind of like we're in the new Middle Ages. Oh yeah, no, we are advancing at light speed towards neo-feudalism, and it's already happening in abstract ways, such as DoorDash and things similar to that. Other types of delivery and service programs. That's the first step.
salary increases do not match, putting a high strain on budgets.
Inflation is showing no...
And this will also become increasingly more powerful when the, maybe a Hassan moment, Bernie Sanders moment, where the means of production are consolidated by a small handful of people, and AI allows that control to maintain itself. Because AI will consolidate the means of production among fewer people. It's a really huge problem, and I wish more people would see it from a macroeconomic level, but I think that it's really disappointing to see everybody that's everybody gets really in the weeds about identity politics and stuff. Because I feel like all of that, in my opinion, I think identity politics and the entire all of the vitriol and animosity and discord that's created by identity politics, I think that it's done intentionally. This is a conspiracy, by the way. Might take another vacation for this. I think that it's done intentionally by elites and by the people who own mainstream media and by the people who basically are in charge, in order to get people fighting with each other rather than fighting against the people that are oppressing them. I think it's no surprise that identity politics went up. You can see, have you guys seen the charts of the usage of the words woke, or usage of the words intersectional or something like that? A lot of these new age identity politics vocabulary. I think it's no coincidence that vocabulary started ramping up massively right after Occupy Wall Street. I just think that's a really interesting coincidence. What are the odds?
Signs of slowing down as Americans pay over $1,000 a month more on the same essentials we were buying 3 years ago. Nothing's changed but price. The latest consumer price index for March showing basic necessities like our food, housing, and gas are all continuing to cripple Americans' wallets with higher prices.
I can't imagine food only being up by 2%.
Our wages are actually down against inflation since Biden took office. So not only are prices soaring, but our wages, at least if you measure hourly wages, are not keeping up at all.
Keeping your head above water has become the new normal instead of owning a home with a white picket fence.
My understanding is that 2/3 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. I thought it was 30%, and I found out it was in fact double that. It's incredible.
Becoming richer.
that guy does look. You know who he looked like? You know,
Just so you
spiraling
know.
shrine in Dark Souls 1? Cramped.
And the poor are becoming poorer, with the middle class disintegrating completely. All the knowledge of the past of just going to college, getting a job, and buying a home immediately is just completely irrelevant for anyone working and living in 2024. Universities
Main
are
system activating
It's not
combat
irrelevant.
mode.
People like I have a lot of friends. Like I'm
Let's
30,
go.
and I have a lot of friends.
This is where the survey begins
majority
in
of my
earnest.
friends that are the same age as me make over $100,000 a year. And this is not counting people with strength. These are like long-time real-life friends.
housing market. Or using these automated testing systems, applying up to 100 jobs a day. Quickly tell us.
Because the job prospect is terrible. People hate the job. That's the reason why. Like, it's not that people don't have problems. All I'm saying is that there are a lot of
50%.
people who still believe the American dream now. That makes no sense. And the barrier to entry for it is a lot higher. And I think that
Two
because the
repair
barrier to
kits
entry
remaining.
has gotten so high,
An ambush.
And wait for you, Raven! You're gonna die!
it's not realistic.
Control panel
purely
identified.
luck. No,
This
it's
should get the
not
power
purely
back
luck.
online.
That's not true. I know a lot of people that I went to high school with that are losers.
The
Well,
elevator's
they were
back on
losers
there,
because they
too.
were lazy and
Let's
they
take it
thought
back
about
up to the
school
upper
and they
level.
were stupid. No, a lot of people are successful because they work hard.
The partition should open now.
It's never
See if you can
no,
get access.
no. I don't know.
The heat
I'm trying to
exchanger
think.
section's up ahead.
Not a single one of the people that I'm
This
using
is
as an
around where the
example
comms lock for Bane's
obtained their
advanced squad
job
cuts
from
off.
luck plays a factor with everything, but so
It
does hard work.
seems we're alone.
Close to this intel, people are drifting towards more
Raven,
unfitting
ambush!
You must be brave.
Independent mercenary cold call. AC dead
Well, I
slot.
get that they are
It seems he's a black market contract.
First, this is just
own nothing and be
business.
happy.
AP at 50%.
I see why Paulie Quaff couldn't beat you. Why he abandoned his red gun pride and succumbed to his frustration. It's a pity. You should have been so hard on the poor.
One repair kit remaining. AP at 50%.
He was talking about he's like, yeah, like I can't put aside and it's like it sucks because like you're basically on like the
AP at 30%.
there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
I hope
Get off
the
and
lad
they'll get out
got
of the
what he
tunnel and then they go
wanted.
back into the basement and then they withdraw from society.
Which this does begin a damaged path. People end up working in a job that's not in their field, something that they hate to do every day,
Exactly.
and eliminates the experience they need for the job in their field. And so
Well,
you
this is something that happens a lot where I think that most people that go out to get jobs, people look for jobs that they don't completely hate, but primarily I think that people go to college to get a job that makes more money. Most people have their jobs for money first and passion second, if that's even a factor.
Often the experience they are getting is just completely useless for getting back on track. In effect, their now entry-level position is further deviating them from becoming lawyers, psychologists, or whichever career path they studied for. And if the middle class is experiencing this, then the lower earners are feeling this even more. The jobs they once had a chance
Main
at
system
now get
replaced by
activating
AI.
combat
well, they
mode.
get hit and burn
Automation.
low. We're just putting millions of
Let's
people
go.
they face work
This is
twice
where the
as hard
survey begins in earnest.
juggling between jobs. But take absolutely no security, all with an extra
This is the feudalism.
in a completely overpriced present legacy. And the truth is, both middle
because you live in a society that doesn't allow you to have self-respect. I think that this is that you basically, if you don't have, like, if you're not affluent to an extent, it's almost like you don't deserve respect in society. Look at it like this, right? Like back when my dad was in high school, people would bring their shotguns to school. Right?
They're waiting for you, Raven.
Happening all the time.
You're gonna die, traitor.
And as people have
Sounds like you found Balaam's MTs.
and as people rely on and look forward to a future that's like good,
Control panel
I
identified.
think
This
that
should
you
get the
have
power
that
back
nihilism
online.
set in, and that's why again, school shootings, there's 50 reasons
The
why they
elevator's
happen,
back online
but I
too.
think that's at least a
Let's
couple.
take it back up to the upper level.
to take a job that's not even within the field you study for.
The
But
partition
this is
should
just
open
regular
now.
life.
See if you can get access.
It's made you known for incredibly aggressive and isolated.
The heat exchanger
You watch all
section's
the
up
stuff
ahead.
on social media, they see people
This is a
flexing
room where the
roads,
comms log for
yes.
Balin's advanced squad
Meanwhile,
cuts
they're
off.
struggling to survive, living a life they absolutely hate. And when friends and family ask about it, they suffer the humiliation of
It
Even though
seems
it's
we're alone.
tool and they're doing what they can to survive, it definitely takes a huge effect on their mental health.
I think that like
Raven, ambush!
is also really important for people's mental health because they see certain people that have needs and families that are sometimes unearned.
I see why Boss couldn't beat you. Why he abandoned his red gun pride and succumbed to his frustration.
Nature of wealth inequality on social media really fucks people.
You shouldn't have been so hard on the poor lad.
2 repair kits remaining. AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Even know
Is that I'd hope to carry your body back in one piece to Buster and the lads. But it seems they took these.
No repair kits remaining.
because they're only 3 years away from being choice right
AP at 30%.
somewhere else.
It comes
I'm meant to something different.
inevitable.
AC dead sled destroyed. Cold call won't be a danger to you anymore.
Chemicals from plastics, junk food, and sedentary
Iguazu.
lifestyles, which is why
We even
testosterone
tried
is
sending an assassin after you.
Like it's weird because like so whenever I was on Vancouver,
Defense program stage 40. Intruder identified. Threat level 7.
Raven, watch out.
because I was like cleaning up all the stuff in the neighborhood. I felt so much better. Straight up. Like I immediately felt way fucking better. It is fat Jake Paul, it is. But like no, I did. And it was like not even close.
have been declining for decades, with a 17% drop among 60-year-olds in 2004 compared to 1987. Sperm count and strength in men are also decreasing exponentially, with a 32.5% decrease in mean sperm concentration in the last 50 years. But here's the good news, there are ways to fight back, and one of the most effective solutions that I found is our sponsor Black Forest's Testosterone with Tonkat Ali. This supplement is packed with two of the most powerful natural testosterone boosters available. Testosterone is a natural anabolic compound that helps increase muscle growth, boost recovery, and support higher testosterone levels. Tonkat Ali, used for centuries, helps raise testosterone, reduce stress, and improve overall vitality. I've been using Black Forests, Turkestra and Tonkat Alley, and I've noticed a huge improvement in my energy, strength, and focus. It's like getting back the edge that modern life was just draining away. Right now, Black Forest is offering a buy two, get one free deal.
I think supplements can be good. Like, I don't think that you should use supplements as a solution to problems without doing lab work first, personally. Like, you should get your labs done and have lab work done before you start, you know, like, can have a doctor look at it and give you feedback. But after that, like, you want to take a supplement, that's totally fair. I think a lot of it is a lack of, like, a bad diet and a lack of physical activity. I think that the human body is made to move. You're made to exist. You're made to live. And if you live a life that is a contrived, like, weird version of an animal version of yourself, would you? Like, you think about it, right? And,
Intruder identified.
Raven, watch out.
think about
Weapon must be
what a
guarding the
tiny little
steps.
fraction of,
Let's
like,
see what
everything
data I can find.
that we really had, where the expectation was not that you were physically moving around all the time. Do you really think that evolution is fast? Absolutely.
It's gone. I can personally vouch for it. It's a huge difference in my energy level, strength, sleep, and overall well-being. My supporters and sponsors also support this direction. So hurry and take advantage of this amazing 48 and support me alongside this amazing plan using the link in the description below. The cost of having a job also plays a part in stripping them of their dignity. Transport costs
Defense program phase 2.5.
take a huge chunk of their salary.
Intruder proximity to critical sector confirmed.
The government
Looks like we're not far from the terminus.
They are more or less the same amount.
Let's find a
What's
control
also
room.
going to pay
We'll
the
hack the
bills
systems
is
and get the
that
partitions open.
the U.S. government, in particular, those programs seem to have morphed away from their original humane intention and now seem to provide an alternative income source to
The elevator's been shut down. The control room must be below.
Okay.
Raven,
Yeah, be careful.
let's
I
look
fell
for a
down the stairs
ventilation
the other
duct.
day.
We're underground.
Yeah, no, it's
There must be one somewhere.
let me get this shit off there.
Ventilation duct identified. Looks like it's connected to the control room.
Oh, come on. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Look at that. We got the peanut butter stuff. How about that?
All right, thank you very much. Yeah.
So like, now like guys are like way more stressed. They feel like they're like they don't have like a future or anything like that. Like, why do you think that is? Like my dad's 77, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a fucking generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Every, you know, for, I don't know, I guess my folks didn't want to make it easy on me.
We're in the control room. Now let's find an access point.
11 years old.
Oh, right.
Took some bike.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, I hustled
There.
money.
That's the control panel.
Had to take care of my brother and sister. Then there was
That's like finding a lot of
I
bikes.
forced the partitions and the elevators back online. The defense system is onto us. We should...
Seems like smooth sailing, 621. As if you hardly need help from me, and you get so good at exploring.
Sometimes to lift the whole home seat after the wagon too.
Well, that's why you got the bike. Yeah.
We get a wagon.
Yeah, exactly. The red one.
Tied behind the bike, rode over.
No, it's been a big thing. Like, a lot of guys talk about it
expect
now
the
because,
defense
like,
weapon will be
you know,
waiting
it's
for
like
us.
you have a lot of opportunities, but, like,
Be
you
careful,
can't,
Raven.
like, they're not jobs, and it's like you just put the thing you want to afford, you know, every day. And, like,
And for us, I mean,
Everything else is complete. That's the Enforcer, an AI-controlled prototype developed by the PCA. It was designed to detect key flashpoint sectors and eliminate any intruders. Whatever whatever they're hiding down here. Please stay hidden.
Somebody, a couple of people lost their job and so
Phase 3.5. Planet Eagle. Releasing output reconfiguring energy draw and maximum balance for all activities.
CP at 50%.
Basic maneuvers, Raven.
To get it.
Any unit is silent.
that's what Larry did. My buddy Larry.
Walter should have some data on the next sector.
Larry.
Let's take a break for now,
Yeah, he
Raven.
didn't give a fuck. They always were honest to,
Yeah.
oh, do, 10 an hour, 8 an hour, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it was. And so, he cranked them out. He made that. However, he never found a fraud. Amazing, because out of the 20, we got batches of 25.
Yeah.
25, I found 25.
Yeah.
With, somebody registered as Domingo Sanchez, and then you got somebody else Sanchez, and somebody else Domingo, and the
Oh, yeah.
address. You put it
Well,
together.
it's like, I probably don't want to give away who it is, but like, remember the two people that we know whose aunts, would have kids?
Yeah,
that were-
yeah, exactly. That was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
all my
crazy.
children. That's all my children.
Yeah, it's my 11 kids.
I always have a kid under 15.
Yeah, wow, what a
What a
surprise.
surprise. And it's that kind of shit. You're under the gun.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? And so many people don't like their jobs. I told
Well,
you that.
well, that's why people can't, a lot of companies complain because they can't get anybody to get a job anymore.
Yeah, well, who the fuck wants to work there?
It sucks.
I mean, you're under the gun constantly, so
Yeah.
some fuck up the road. I mean, like that vice president, I told you about at Harcourt.
Yeah.
In order to, he quit. He left the company, and they separated $1 million. And this was in like 1984 or 5 or something.
So we're talking about like $7 million now, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
5.
probably, yeah, 5.
No, it's nuts.
Five,
Yeah.
probably. And for a non-compete clause for a year.
Yeah.
So basically, what he did was he took some of that money and he went around and visited all of his friends.
Like consulting.
Schmoozed
Yeah.
up, and no, he couldn't do consulting.
Oh, it wasn't.
He just
okay.
went and
Yeah.
schmoozed, made all of his business connections, and then whammo was
Yep.
making more money than ever. And that's it. All gets pushed up the line. So who the fuck wants to work for that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're getting paid like $18 an hour, and you're on call at 3 in the morning. Yeah.
You have you end up with a work week like my standard work week when I went to work for Scotty's after the Army. It'd be 72 or something like that.
Yeah.
Was 52 hours on the clock.
Right.
And we always did overtime, so I was like 55 hours a week on the clock.
Right. That's nuts.
And,
Holy fuck.
Yeah. And I went to college besides that.
Yeah.
And I got drunked out of my ass every fucking night.
What is that? Yeah.
Got in fights. That's when they went down to the ABC lounge.
Yeah.
I think I took you in there, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah. And I never saw your Uncle Gary look so small.
Oh, yeah? Right.
Oh, man, he just shrunk up at the bar.
Yeah? Oh.
A buddy of mine, Big John, pulls out, I forget what he called the knife, and he starts
Didn't
talking.
he had a name for it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a woman's name.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I think it was.
Right, yeah.
But it might have been something like Bloodlet or something like that. Some fucking name. And one day he ran out in front of the car when I was with your mom.
Yeah.
And he's like this huge guy.
Right, yeah.
And we were in the MG, so he could just about touch a windshield, you know.
Yeah, right.
And she says, "Holy shit, what's this?" You know, it was on Haynes Road.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty bad area. And I say, "Hey, John," yeah. I said,
Yeah.
"Man, I haven't seen you for a while." Go home week, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But you know, but anyway, I used to work my ass off, but I was with my buddy Roy, who was my size.
Yeah.
We were both truck drivers, and we'd hump about 2 tons a day.
Yeah.
Humping that shit back and forth up to building supplies.
So you're a truck driver?
Mostly the contractors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and delivering it, and there were no helpers.
Yeah.
There were no of these fucking fancy hernia belts.
Well, you know, like they have those Chinese workers who have like exoskeletons now.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's
Totally
crazy.
Cool. Yeah, like boy, you know what the military must have.
Well, they have like, remember that movie Elysium?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
exactly,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's another one too with some gal that's in the.
Right.
Yeah, I forget that one. Yeah, I didn't watch it. It's fucking, Supergirl again. And that's the other thing, is we're just getting squashed.
Well, I was saying this, like every opportunity is for women. Like it's like, oh, well, this is another way to get women. This is an opportunity for women. So like if you're a guy, it's like you're constantly like, because guys like 100 years ago, 50 years ago, guys had a lot of advantages in life, right? I mean, for sure, right?
No shit.
Well, of course. But like now, it's like if you're a 20-year-old guy, you've got a massive fucking disadvantage against a woman, right? And like I think it's evident by the graduation rates for college.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Colleges aim more at girls. It's a cooperative environment. It's like George Carlin's opposition of football and baseball.
Oh yeah.
Where baseball is a pastoral sport.
Yeah.
Football is a technological sport.
Of course.
And you run around the home. And so that's the way it is. That's what academia was wonderful.
Yeah.
You got giant pay for sitting around and just hanging out, talking about shit you feel like talking about.
Yeah.
But it was I couldn't get with the program because they were all the time trashing businesses.
Right.
And corporations are paying most of the shit.
Of course.
Why do you think they named the business school after the 2 business schools here?
Yeah, McCombs and McCoys. Yeah. Who the fuck are McComb and McCoy? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're the biggest car dealers.
Yeah, what a surprise.
I don't know what it is with fucking car dealers, but they're making the big bucks.
Cars are expensive.
And also, like I said with Roy,
Yeah.
he was my buddy, and there was that,
The camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my boss was real good about building that up. And it's like Tetone's dad was talking about staying in the army for the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And it was great with Comitatus.
Yeah.
Warrior band.
Uh-huh.
And I grew up in that. I mean, I had women that were my friends.
Yeah.
And I would go and talk with them, and then there was 2 women I would go with. There was the ones I went out on dates with, and there were the ones that I went out and screwed.
Yeah.
We
right.
And everything went great until I fucked up with your mom.
Yeah.
What can I say?
What it is.
Yeah. So I ended up cleaning the house for 20 years.
Well, the house is pretty clean now, right?
I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
I just came in the door and came upstairs.
Yeah. Well, take a look.
But the picture would look good. I mean, better.
Yeah. No.
Better.
Well, we got to take that other stuff to Salvation Army because like every box down there is spoken for in one way or another. Like it's going somewhere that's not in that room.
Well, Chad's back. And
oh yeah.
He's once working and.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah. He can work on the weekends. But anyway, you lose all of that.
Yeah.
I read that 40. They did some kind of a poll. 40% of people who have jobs, jobs.
Yeah.
They want to be high influence. influencers.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was saying this, right? It's like it fucks with people's mental health whenever they see like, some idiot like me, who's like making a bunch of money and I'm streaming, and then they're sitting there working at a job that they fucking hate. Yeah, absolutely, they're fucking mad. Like 100%. That's like that hurts people's mental health.
And well, actually, it seems to act as kind of a motivator if there was more of an
ecosystem.
just more openings for. But people are inventing shit all the time.
They do.
They got these what do you call them, podcasts?
Well, you have like the problem now is like if you're on the internet, like you have the opportunity to make money in a way that like other people never had. But it also like it took out like that bottom 30% of like intelligence/education people. And it's like, what are you gonna do with those people? And I think those are the ones that are getting like super disenfranchised. Because like those like low end like manual labor, like relatively high to low skill jobs that like you just get better at over 30 years that you get.
Commence mission.
They're just gone.
Destroy the reactor and disable the laser barrier.
For years, the whole thing was,
let's start by finding our way in.
your children to get ahead. You send them to college. You send them to go to college, and get a degree, and then they'll get a great paying job and all. Well, now, I mean,
Watch your footing.
so
You don't want to fall into those lasers.
And that the professors got
High-level threat detected. Threat level A. Defense stage 4.0.
This area is controlled by snipers. Don't let them shoot down.
High-level threat. Step up from intruder.
Because I actually expect to make students to pass this shit. And
No sign of the corporations. Looks like we're the first ones here.
AP at 50%.
rat boxes with the rat president.
AP at 30%.
I had to vote. So, talk about this.
2 repair kits remaining.
Trump ever since the 70s. And you know the video of him walking between and the guy's talking to him, talking about putting his hand on some girl in a woman's skirt. Yeah. And I was thinking at the time,
Trace around the
I don't
outside,
watch
621.
that shit.
There must be a way in.
Yeah. Watch it at night when I'm working. But I was at my barber shop or somewhere, and that was on. That show was on.
Well, that was another one. The Trump one was from like 2000 or the 90s.
Oh, no, that was in 1971. Oh no, that one wasn't.
That was another instance of
Find the pressure chamber, 621.
That was probably over.
Destroy it, and the resulting overload will cause the reactor core to explode.
But I saw it. And then now all these evangelicals are back and I just told them straight fucking out. And he holds a Bible people upside down.
The threat to the rest of the reactor is at phase 4.5.
Fight back, Raven.
I went above and beyond to keep that laser barrier going. PCA wanted this place locked down no matter what.
Defense weapon destroyed. The pressure chamber is behind that position.
God bless America with the Trump. He plays at all his rallies. Oh my God! I mean, and riding around.
There, 621. Destroy the target. Pressure chamber destroyed. Get out of there before it explodes, 621.
The partition!
Phase 5.0. Hazard leak. Turret red.
No vital signs. No pilot.
That's Institute Tech. 621, there's no time. Get
Countdown in progress. Calculating time until core explosion. Raven, there's only 2 minutes left.
Operating threat level 9. Terminated.
Did you get it?
Raven, release the partitions.
Down there.
One minute. Hurry.
You've got a job to do, 621. Don't fail me now.
Raven, you have to get clear.
It's gonna blow. Brace for impact.
Well, it's just sketchy red,
That's right. I got that. Thanks for bringing this over.
I'll take you down real quick. And if you guys give me just a couple of minutes, I want to show my dad some of the stuff I did in the house because he hasn't been over.
And hey, you guys, and greetings. I always appreciate all the good things you say when I come on here. I mean, it's always amazing when I call in. So thank you again, and see you around.
All right. You just a couple minutes, guys.
I was being tried. What if arts? That's
Do you still want to do that thing later on today? Okay, cool.
Regular employment for several millions, for millions and millions of these guys.
If a job doesn't support your basic needs of a home, fuel, and transport, then less than justifying the effort for this job.
Yeah, why
especially
do
if
it?
you're not getting any experience. And in most cases, if you're
Raven?
in a gig economy, absolutely no security either. All for minimum wage. There's even a new term called quietly quitting, where you do the bare minimum of your job to the point that you're almost rendered useless and you get fired or simply quit. The fact that this term even exists shows that attention is desperately needed to solve this problem. And while this is happening, it's becoming more and more common for both partners in a household to be living the same life, or even with most partners actually being the breadwinner. And whilst this isn't necessarily a problem at all, it is leading to some weird modern problems in the household. Men with families are actually switching their roles with their wives, except they're not actually doing what their wives would do if they were to stay at home.
They're just doing nothing, sitting around playing video games. How about that? It's pretty good.
When you look at what I guess in Britain is called NEET, N-E-E-T, do you say that also?
Yeah, that's the way you say it.
So in Australia,
Yeah.
or in education or training, when you look at that huge group of well over 6 million prime age men, the story they're telling about their lives is really pretty devastating. It's pretty distressing. They basically don't do civil society. There's almost no worship, almost no volunteering, almost no charitable work. They've got a lot of time on their hands. but they report doing strangely little help around the home or help with other people at home.
Because of the situation,
Well, because fuck them, you gonna play video games all day. What do you want to help them with anything for? Like, fuck society. I just want to play games. It's that simple.
some men may feel a sense of worthlessness and resentment.
Yeah,
Some men
what do
might
you
take
mean?
an hour to clean up the house and fetch the kids, but the rest of the day they sleep or play games. In
Yeah.
some cases, the wives work and then come home to finish the chores their husbands were meant to do but didn't. And whilst this might cause huge marriage problems, it still feels better off to the husbands. If asked what they do for a living, saying they're on a break or working on a project beats the humiliation of saying they work at McDonald's with a useless degree on their back. Men without families have nothing to lose, so they stop working because no woman would even want them anyway. They can't afford.
This is the problem too, is like if you're a dude and you're broke, like that's a massive fucking debuff. That's a crazy debuff. That's bad. And also because like usually women want to date guys that make as much money as they do or more, right? This is just like, you know, cultural type thing. So yeah.
Or to date, they can't afford a family, and since their own families are supportive, it somehow justifies them giving up and staying at home,
Yeah,
rather than facing societal problems head on. With prices rising, getting hired becoming harder and harder by the day, and inequality becoming rampant within society, most men are just deciding to give up, because instead of facing the hardships of having a job, it just seems so much easier to escape. Whether it be terminally being online, playing video games all day, or hiding behind doing chores at home to show they still have a purpose and are doing their best. The point being that for many men in 2024, if they're gonna be disrespected and feel worthless, they may as well choose the easy way out than a battle. If
Fucking obviously, if you divorce a person from any sense of self-respect, you take away any sense of like feeling good about what you're doing with yourself, and you're just having that happen, yes, they're gonna completely lose motivation to do anything with their life.
Back to the currency on how it would affect your life
Why
directly,
would they?
you would see a different picture. A man with a job with high pressure, long hours, and doing something that makes him feel degraded would be worth, say, $100, but staying at home, playing games, and escaping, all while being with the people he loves, is probably worth $200.
That's right.
How it affects him. This explains why more and more men are deciding to drop out of society rather than face it head on, as it just seems to be the easier path.
Well, it's because if you're a guy, like how many of you guys feel like shit's rigged against you? Like I feel like in a lot of cases, like as a young guy, like you've got things rigged against you. Yeah, absolutely. So why try? Why play a game that is rigged? Fuck that. Have you ever been in this position yourself? Yeah, of course. My perspective was always that I would get by doing anything I wanted. I never felt bad for doing anything because I didn't ask to exist in society. And if I don't, like, I don't know, I just never really thought about it, to be honest. I never really, like, considered it. So yeah, I would just do anything that I wanted or anything that I could to make money, and it was no issue. It's a loser mentality. It is a loser mentality for sure. It's bad mentality to have. But I think also, like, it's easier to get that mentality nowadays, for sure.
It's a choice between two paths, one that offers little satisfaction while the other provides comfort. It's easy to see why men are going this route. But the thing is, this is a terrible mistake, and this is creating problems that we've never seen before. If there is no emphasis or any facilitation of the need to aspire to something greater and the game seems rigged to most who are playing it, it's hardly a surprise record numbers of men are dropping out and giving up on the game entirely.
That's right.
The problem is that there's a huge group of men, roughly about
Masturbate to anime girls and play video games. That's all you do.
7 million in America between the ages of 25 and 55 who are no longer.
This is also a really important component when unemployment is being discussed, is that a lot of unemployment figures are created and like basically sourced in a way that they intentionally remove people that are not actively looking for a job. But like if you look at like basically it's like true unemployment versus like statistical like unemployment. Huge factor.
And are actively not looking for work. Now, COVID certainly had a hand in accelerating these figures. One question posed to these dropouts was how many of these men were in pain medication. Almost half of these men admitted to taking pain medication. And aside from those who desperately need
This will be a joint operation with Middle Flatwell, the Liberation Front Commander.
And this is great for society.
They're
as
coming,
people don't have to
Raven.
deal with this huge problem.
Whenever
I
the
think
moment is
another
right.
big reason why people are on a lot of pain
Look, sir.
medication
That's nothing, stupid.
and I think that
No, looks like we've got rats instead. Vader, open fire.
The enemy has spotted us.
This was supposed to be an ambush, you fool. Too late now. I'll try brute force. Raven, is this how we meet in person? See the other one's Uncle Flatwood. The Liberation Front's big cheese. Look alive, Peter. Yes, sir. This'll be fun, sir. Sharp. Wonder Rusty spoke so highly of you.
AP at 50%. At 30%.
Let's finish this, Peter. Yes, sir.
Two repair kits remaining. AP at 50.
Want to join me?
V5 Hawken is down.
No! V5, come in! It doesn't sound too bad. I see old-fashioned augmentation hasn't let you down. Well, you always were a hard worker. Should have known this wouldn't be easy.
One repair kit remaining.
Just made me fly!
Who's their choice?
V8 Hater down.
Comes to life, the numbers rise. Nicholas
Both Vespers have been eliminated. Mission accomplished.
It was a privilege, Raven. We're war buddies now. Maybe I'll find a comrade in you yet.
which is how we tackle it. You see, these men are not causing trouble, at least for now, and they don't seem to be drawing any attention to themselves. On the contrary, they keep to themselves. So surveys and statistics just don't include them at all. They don't even register on the scale. But people in society think this is a joke issue, and it's also reasonable.
That's another big issue too, is that it's socially acceptable to shit on guys for not being successful in culture. And I think that like there aren't really the same sort of support groups and support networks that men have compared to women. And I think also another big issue is that the support groups that exist for men are oftentimes more toxic than the people that are pushing them out of it. Where it's like the support group is something like Andrew Tate or some like weird crypto thing or like some like stupid like red pill like weird like worldview. And so yeah, I think that's the issue. Alpha male boot camp.
Clear that some of these men may work, but in the underground economy, work like formal cash jobs or even shady legal ways of making money. But of course, this is just a minor portion of these men. We need to address the problem head on. How is the situation getting this bad? These men have completely lost their purpose in life. All of their duty, their hopes, their responsibilities, their own dignity and value. It's being completely decimated at the moment, and we're seeing this with the
I think that it's not going to come back. I think this is going to keep getting worse. And right now, like this is, I think it will get more than twice as bad as it is now.
form of radicalization online. growing hatred and division, and a general apathy towards society as a whole. And the longer this is ignored, the harder it's going to be addressed down the line. More men today than ever feel disconnected, disillusioned, and left behind by a world that seems increasingly indifferent to their struggles. While GDP numbers...
because they can't get a girlfriend. It's pretty fucking simple. And they can't get a girlfriend because they're losers. It's really just that, like, I mean, that's a huge fucking factor. You can't act like it's not. And, like, the thing is that it's a vicious cycle, says you.
Who could be following?
Exactly. Fuck, that's how do you think I know? How do you think I fucking know? Yeah, what do you mean? Exactly. Duh. Fucking duh. Obviously, I'm the expert. Like, I'm the guy they bring in. It's like, you know, there's an interview, and it's about, like, the history of cheese, and they bring in, like, a 53-year-old man who's balding with glasses, and it says, like, Dale Hubman, cheese expert, okay? Like, I'm the fucking incel expert. I'm the of incels. No personal hygiene, balding, living in my mom's house, no job, fucking, like watching
Looks like these guys got a taste of the cold.
The real challenge is in the West is again
Not gonna happen.
Looks like they're out of commission now.
It's just gonna keep getting worse. That's my perspective. I think it's just gonna keep getting worse, and it's the reason why is that intelligent men and guys that are smart have more opportunities now than ever, but guys that don't have as many of those opportunities and aren't smart and very vulnerable, they have way less. Because, like, now, like, if you're kind of like, let's say...
Go deal with a mercenary who went in alone, they said.
Like, everybody's a different height, right? Some of you guys are 6 feet tall, some of you guys are 5 foot
Figures.
6, right?
Seems
And
both
so,
of us are too dangerous to keep around.
biologically, I think intelligence is like...
And the higher-ups wouldn't miss an opportunity to kill two birds
like,
with one
basically,
stone.
It's like playing Spartan Zero, right? You can be really good at playing Dr. Satan, or Mr. Satan.
Hate to say it, but
But you're still
Rubicon still needs me.
who's average at playing Dr. Satan.
I don't want to dance to their tune. This time, I don't have any other choice. I'm coming, buddy. Set your move up. 621. Make it through this alive. That's your job, though. Rusty, wait! Rusty, that pilot's more than just a hound. You don't see the potential. Oh, I see it, Uncle, but potential and danger are birds of a feather. Wish it hadn't come to this. Raven, it's too old. You're good. And that's not the only thing that makes you a threat.
Two repair kits from an AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Something's changed since last time. But you still haven't found a purpose.
One repair kit remaining. AP at 50%.
think that it is. So yeah. I've considered it. Yeah, no doubt. Korean Jesus died for your sins. Koreans actually recently had a big protest against gay marriage. Because I just heard Japan ratified gay marriage based off of their Supreme Court. Incredible, great, you know, good for them, awesome. But yeah, Korea is still, you know, still trying to fight against it. But Korea is, in my understanding, is a lot more religious. So yeah, Koreans are running right. Yeah, something like that. Sense of community and aid to fellow people will draw in more people to religion. Yes, exactly. And I think that people are missing that, and they look to find that in religion. And I think that religion is baked into the culture. Like, religion and culture, I think, are like one and the same, right? It's not like the exact same, but there is like one informs the other, and I think also vice versa. So yeah.
YouTubers
AC Steel Haze incoming.
I don't want to dance to their tune. This time, I don't have any other choice. I'm coming, buddy. I set you both up. 621, make it through this alive. Rusty, wait!
He's a liberation frontier.
Rusty, that pilot's more than just a hound. You don't think you're good. And that's not the only thing that makes you a threat. AP at 50%. 2 repair kits remaining. Something's changed since last time. But you still haven't found a purpose. AP at 50%. AP at 30%. AP at 50%. Never failed to impress. This isn't over yet.
Signs of Steel Haze.
Rusty made it. Good. No repair kits remaining. I can't hold out. Withdrawing.
Flatwell's AC, Tsubasa has
Police and see if any Alexia Morano had recently passed away.
No, I don't have anything by that name on the system.
Nobody by that name specifically has suffered any form of death, right?
No, I have an Alexia, but there's no death in that.
As
Main
mentioned by the
system
police
activating
officer,
combat
nobody
mode.
by the name of Alexia had died, and after other
Commence
channels
mission.
such as Penguin
Make
Zero
your way
covered
down to the
story,
next depth.
Alexia confirmed that she was still alive.
Something's jamming the radar.
Isn't that
It must be
something? It's a
interference from the
miracle,
active
guys.
claw.
I can't believe
Rely
it.
on your eyes and ears.
Risen from the dead.
Claw response from inside the creature. Watch out.
3 days later. Yeah.
Reading pods for the meat worms. Looks like they're out of commission now.
Raiden, I'm reading something behind us. It's getting closer.
And as a result, it took a broken arm.
AC Steel Haze incoming.
I don't want to dance to their tune. This time, I don't have any other choice. I'm coming, buddy. I set you both up. 621, make it through this alive. That's your job now. wish it hadn't come to this. Raven, it's too late now.
AP at 50%.
You're good. And that's not the only thing that makes you a threat.
AP at 50%.
My AC can't take much more. Get out of here, Flightwell. You still have work to do. Something's changed since last time. But you still haven't found a purpose.
AP at 30%. One repair kit remaining.
Never failed to impress. But this isn't over yet. Buddy. Find your purpose. That will settle this.
We've lost all signs of Stu Hayes. I'm picking up a major
later,
core.
at which point it became all too much to handle. Sandpepper would not only delete the original
Oh,
prank,
what a fucking pussy. Oh my god. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Bro, you're creating morbid content for weird kids. That's what you're doing.
Raven,
Stop being
I
like,
see
oh,
this.
I'm so
Brilliant
sorry.
woman.
I can't
It
believe
was-
I did this. You knew what you were doing. But why do people apologize for this shit? Yeah, what a fucking bitch. As long as his friends
Let me tell you a story with the keeper's one system.
it is. Can we both agree that this is ghoulish content, though? I feel like this is 100% ghoul content. Absolutely.
but he'd rather unlist every single video from his entire channel, leaving only one fresh new upload titled I'm Sorry, in which he'd come forward and explain that the video was fake.
No wonder people hate me, like, I've been an idiot, like, I've been stupid, and you know exactly what I'm going to say now, of course, it was fake.
However, the damage had already been done, and while Sandpepper has since had some success on TikTok, his channel never really recovered after posting the best friend prank. Brookhound's channel never recovered.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people probably, they see that and it's just like a little bit over the line. Pretty sure he didn't even mean his apology. Yeah, I genuinely believe that you should never apologize unless you actually are going to change. Because an apology will never make people happy, ever. Like, it's like, I remember I saw like Daft posting an apology about how, you know, she said like racist things against like white people, and it was like this big thing, it was 2 years ago or something, and she recently posted an apology. People were picking that shit apart, being like, she didn't really mean it, but then she said this, oh, but what about this and the other thing? Never fucking apologize unless you mean it. And if you do, I think that if you make an apology video, see, this is what his other big fucking mistake was, a 20-minute apology video. What the fuck do you have to talk about in 20 minutes? Hey guys, video didn't hit, sorry. I know people thought it was weird, but we thought it'd be funny. Apparently we let you guys down. Sorry, we fucked up, we won't do that again. Try to keep things a little bit more PG. And that's it. Yeah, my bad. There's nothing there's nothing that you can say beyond that that will help. That's it. Nothing. Not a single thing. You guys see what I'm saying? Caught me slipping, guys, my bad. Yeah, exactly.
However, the damage had already been done, and while Sam Pepper has since had some success on TikTok, his channel never really recovered after posting the best friend prank. Brooke Hount's channel never recovered either, as after she'd accidentally uploaded a video of her mistreating her dog, her reputation was destroyed permanently. In the lead up to posting the video, Brooke Hount had gained 327,000 subscribers, which, as you can see from the videos on her channel, had been aided by her pet Doberman named Sphinx. Brooke always put up the facade that she loved her dog more than anything else.
621. Me and my dog are so close, we're besties, we hang out 24/7, more like 25/8, am I right?
However, less than a month after stating this, on the 6th of August 2019, Brooke would accidentally upload a full uncut clip of her pranking the dog while treating it like absolute garbage. As the video began to spread throughout social media, almost every single news outlet was on the story, prompting a change
system activating combat mode.
Accounts from YouTube, which received over 67 views.
Commence mission.
Let's go, Raven.
B2 Snail, come in. Requesting backup. We have insufficient force to ensure success.
These Institute relics are such pests. Independent mercenary. Decided to ignore Archivist's orders, did you?
B2 Snail, come in. Raven is landed. Requesting backup.
Raylan was a sinking ship. The Archivist's star is on the rise. And me, I'll be well rewarded when I bring them your head on a silver platter. Yes. A small opportunity.
AP active.
Did I misread the signs?
B2 Snail, come in. Friendly AC down. Requesting backup.
This is too risky.
Commander, B2 Snail. Please, come in. This is Materlink. Requesting backup.
2 repair kits remaining.
Please, Snail, come in.
Vespers left her for dead. That wasn't pretty.
They're not.
The Archivist AC squad has been eliminated.
Secure the area, 621.
Reported dead people. Yeah, it's like, oh wow, it's an
Looks
asshole.
like you're
He's an
clear.
asshole. I can't
Keep
believe it.
moving.
And then he puts out
1
the apology
repair
video,
kit
and then he just
remaining.
goes back and keeps doing the same stuff. That's it. Kevin Hart. I mean, I think it's like a, I don't know. He's like more of a main.
Vascular plant.
So,
It's still here.
I
must be a gigantic structure in the
remember he said
distance.
bad things to like 8 people and then they didn't want to listen. But I think
Enemy detected. That tone is quite unreal. That machine was running stable energy for half a century. Perhaps it should be a surprise that humanity so desires more.
like, yeah, guys, I thought I was doing okay. I thought it was all right. Really kind of wasn't. I fucked up. I drank a lot. My health. That's it. See ya. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, well, that was really bad. But okay.
First, I want to start this video by saying thank you. I just want to genuinely say thank you.
Although this video did nothing to fix her image, as after taking a 7-month break,
That should buy us more time.
she'd returned with a
Move out.
which received an impressively terrible 98% dislike ratio. So it's not just how much damage this one had done.
People hate like
The
content
vascular
creators,
plant.
and this is the same
It's still here.
content creators, and it's like, oh
There must
yeah,
be
this is
that
our
gigantic
family
structure in the
channel,
distance.
and then like you find out that they're beating the kids with a statue to make them,
That machine was running on stable energy for half a century. Perhaps it should be no surprise that humanity so desires coral.
and also people hate people for cameras. Like nobody wants that shit. It's the same thing with music kids. Like, that's like one of the actual things that if you do this, nobody will like you. But most people either don't give a fuck or don't like it. There's nobody who's gonna be like,
Archibus must be tracking us by now. Hurry, 621.
In order to achieve this, Count Dacula was control fitness. Approximately 10 minutes later, Count Dacula the judge stated,
that's pretty impressive. Like, I am glad to be an American. I will tell you that. Absolutely. $1,000 fine for teaching a dog Nazi symbol. This is insane. You never paid it out? He should have. Well, I think also with Count Dankula as a Count Dankula became like like he started pushing back against a lot of this type of censorship stuff entirely. So it completely like counterfired. It did the opposite effect because nobody the guy who did like who watched the original video. It's clear that this is not a malicious person. So, or at least it's more clear that they are a malicious person. It just seems like a goofball who did whatever. Nobody's yeah, this is definitely somebody who's punished. The trial of it's in Europe. Bro, like, I don't live there. Like, there's plenty of shit that's against the law that's stupid in other countries. I don't give a fuck. That's not my problem at all.
At the same time, he said he would try to remember Fulma, whose entire career came to a crash.
know? Just don't. Because that's how you actually get canceled. Is whenever you put out an image and then you
2 repair kits remaining.
Readings are off the chart. You're close.
Your voices are stronger than ever. It's like courage to us.
As a result of the stuff
The response is getting stronger. We're nearly there, 621.
AP at 50%.
Why would you, like, I mean, you gotta remember, like, Try Guys is like, this is like a business venture. So whenever this guy's fucking in the business, then nobody wants to deal with him.
Lucky, as after making a single joke in a single video, it accidentally changed the social media landscape forever. It was titled I Discovered the Greatest Thing Online, and it was posted on the 11th of January 2017. The premise was that in order to subscribe message from Jesus, Hayden had his pictures photoshopped and even had someone sing to him in Hebrew. However, it would be after PewDiePie won from the Kids in the Jungle that it became controversial. As a part of the fight, write a 5-word message.
Here we are, 621. Archibus will be here soon. Investigate before they arrive.
Phrase just to see if they do it. And as you can tell from PewDiePie's reaction, they know so.
Hey, kid.
Leading PewDiePie to state this.
Listen up, 621. The IBIS series are no ordinary weapons. They're designed to prevent coral disasters. A security measure to keep Rubicon safe. Now the original masters are long gone. Destroy it before it destroys you. Keep it up, 621. I can't take much more of this.
Enemy coral response. Silent.
I didn't think. Okay.
Wait, it's coming back.
It's reactivated.
Is this what the IBIS series is truly capable of?
It's resonating. Drawing power from its environment. Don't stop it. Destroy its generator. Enemy has taken significant damage. Picking up a powerful anti-resonance. Attack the core.
AP at 50%. 1 repair kit remaining.
You've nearly got it, 621. You're the only one who can finish the job.
Enemy generator compromised.
It's gonna blow. Get out of there, 621.
Twitch has adverts. That have banned. Oh yeah. No, and that's why nobody's getting banned really on Kick too, is because Kick doesn't have a bunch of advertisers. Advertisers are why companies have TOSs. What do you think, Twitch gives a fuck about what people broadcast? They don't care. It doesn't matter. It's the same as any of these other companies. They don't give a shit. Like, they only care because it fucks with their money.
To get these advertisers to return, YouTube introduced the demonetization of non-family friendly content,
Main
leaving
system
some creators to
activating
instantly
combat
lose
mode.
more than half of their revenue.
With us,
I found some coordinates in the AC systems. He's showing us the way out.
Good argument for why the apocalypse wasn't really his fault. However, there was definitely no argument that
I can't believe they put us on
after he
sewer
posted a
duty.
completely unhinged video
It's
titled
that ancient
Nerf
pieces
Wars.
of shit they're worried about.
The video began with the explanation that Toys R Us was
Is that an AC? Where'd it come from? That piece of scrap's alive. Is that Institute Tech?
We should avoid combat as much as possible, Raven. I'm afraid this AC is no match for your abilities. We're at a disadvantage. Find a way around him.
Like, who cares if he
If
gets
they do
fired?
spot you, your left-hand
The
weapon is
store's
equipped with
shutting
jamming
down
rams.
anyway. Yeah, let's throw hands at the Toys R Us. Yeah, let's go to war. Get down on the ground. Let's wrestle for it.
Hey you, get back to...
Wait, they're not with us.
ECM! Damn it, I can't lock on.
Raven, now's our chance.
Oh yeah, there you go.
which eventually
Kids are watching.
out and wrecking half of the city.
Well, this is a word. When this get uploaded on YouTube, you start being disrespectful, going shit like that. Like I've said before, like violence, but the moment you step on somebody else's face,
Just enough proportion.
50%. PP at 30%.
get what you fucking deserve.
Some people saw it
No repair kits remaining.
People that are teenagers and people that aren't teenagers. Because even if you're 14,
PP at 50%.
yeah, I mean they're acting like assholes. No, but it's for content, right? And that's what it really comes down to is that as long as you're making good content like this, people won't really give a shit, even if it's at somebody else's expense. Why do you please care?
This is D5 Tater, calling all security team members. Raven, the independent mercenary subject to re-education, is on the run.
Number one, it's
I have direct orders from B2 Snail. Capture Raven and send the fugitive to the factory this time.
Raven, Arquebus is on high alert.
Yeah,
Use your scanner to evade combat situations.
Unidentified AC!
That Raven?
We can take that run-fueled AC! Shut it down!
Searchlights. We'll be in trouble if they spot us.
gold trophy for the most agricultural reputation as a result of
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, Logan Paul's done so much. Like, who even remembers his suicide bullets?
We're not far from our destination,
Like
Raven.
years ago. He's had so many
Walter's message. Is he gone?
Yeah, this is, bro, this is in the rear
Enemy
view.
contact.
Like now,
AC,
we're like
full throttle.
Crypto Zoo. There was like
Raven,
fucking
the searchlights.
It's Raven! Neutralize the fugitive!
Not really. This guy just it kind of gives it's people are decent.
Unidentified AC!
What's this? I've checked. It's not a trap.
when Logan decided that he wanted to have
Emergency beacon intercepted. Been a while, tourist. Good to see you're still kicking.
after deciding to camp.
Chief's coming to pick you up. Head to the rendezvous point.
Passed away, and while Logan was extremely serious,
piece from RAD.
It wouldn't be long before.
She must be involved in Walter's mission.
Light end ammunition at 50%.
Oh my god. You know how bad this was? Yeah.
This is
It's like,
rendezvous
you know what I said about how like cultural appropriation is like not a big like taking out this
Enemies detected.
I think we found Raven. Close the nuke.
This is B-5 Tater. I'm exercising my authority to revise your orders. You are authorized to use lethal force. The fugitive's survival is not mission critical. Just eliminate Raven at all costs.
AP at 30%.
Because he has the prime energy drink.
He has something else.
Coffee guy? Like, who gives a shit about that? Logan Paul's so cool.
Coming! Another AT! Great team! Shows the junkyard?
She's backing us up, Raven.
I don't just design weapons, Bill. You'll see what I mean.
There's a lot of them, Chief, but they're just MTs. Should have let me handle this. RAD needs you in one piece.
You're missing the point, Chatty. This is our tourist grand escape. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Unidentified AC!
Well, at least it wasn't 20 minutes
Looks
long.
like we're clear.
Like,
Better book it before more company shows up.
Because there's so many of these other
Sending
guys,
a chopper.
like, they spend so
We
much
retrieved the
time
tourist's AC, too.
Once we've caught our breath, let's talk. About Walter.
Well, I think it's fine. I mean, the video was good. It's like, what do we need an ending? Like, obviously, that's what happened. The fact that Logan recovered from his first canceling just to come back and get into another scandal is so bold. And the best part about it is that, let's be honest, guys. Is there anybody who thinks CryptoZoo is going to be the last scandal? Like, there's nobody that actually believes this, right? No. Like, I'm sure there's going to be another one that comes out in... it's going to be like a new game release.
Backing.
Yeah, it's not. It's barely started. I don't know, man. Not the last. Yeah, I know. What is this here? No such thing as bad publicity. Yes, there is. No such thing as bad publicity is somebody who's getting bad publicity's version of coping. There is absolutely, like, look at this. How does anybody say that? Like, do you think that this was good for Jay Station? To say that his girlfriend died and one like is one prayer? No, it wasn't. This was really bad. It's a boomer take. It's a boomer take by people that think that they know more than they do. He got fucking bad. He did. But look at
Main
the
system
girl.
activating
The
combat
dog
mode.
girl. Was this good for her? I would say no.
Get into position, tourist. It's time.
It worked though. She was
I
fine.
need you to protect that tower until we've managed to take control.
Normalization process K deployed, Chief. I've cracked some of the defense systems.
Good job, Chatty. That'll buy us some time.
With the Ouija board.
Looks like you're in position.
Everybody liked the video.
Chatty, how much longer till we have
Their
control?
prayers and the Ouija board was
Give me
able to
5
bring her
minutes,
back to life
and the corpse will...
in such a complete way that she
picking up an
didn't
Archivist
even know
MT
that she
squad.
had died.
Well, guess who showed up early? Looks like you're up already, tourist. Give him the old RAD welcome.
We have to see this. I'll support you.
Now that chance is probably
Don't let them near the tower, tourist.
The chance does exist.
We've got access to support weaponry. Use them if you need the help.
Yeah, we've seen this happen before. It's not like it's impossible. I'll link you guys to this. I love these videos. Stuff like this. I find it it's my favorite. I need to watch some of these long videos. There's like 5 or 6
is ours, tourist.
They look into. There's like the what's it called? Yeah, exactly. In my opinion. No, I don't think so. I think the people with no public interest, like look at the
Something else.
They're suicide drones.
You're playing for keeps. Make sure you don't miss, Taurus.
The shield said it's not. The shield's offline.
You're in trouble now.
Reinforcements. There's a lot of them.
Looks like they're falling over each other to get your autograph, tourist.
Heavily armed LC.
But on top of that,
you've been working like a dog. Must be Walter's influence. Guys.
Just 1 more minute to go, tourist.
The tower can't take any more.
Episode of like the just to see how bad it is. They're just gonna watch episode 1 or 2 and then that's it.
Here's what we see now.
Sharknado, yeah.
Give me 30 seconds and we'll have full admin access.
Just a little more, tourist.
Right, already. This way to pay.
For starters, left shoulder ammunition at 50%.
Mindy Kaling, an Indian-American comedian, actress, screenwriter.
Wasn't she in The Office? But I remember that one scene where like she's trying to play games with Daryl, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go out with my friends. All right, Joe, I'll see you later. Peace. I gotta go."
No new
She's
message.
like, "Wait, I was just trying to see what you were saying." And then he's like, "Yeah, I gotta go." That was it. That was my favorite fucking scene about her, man. Oh my god, she's done a ton of stuff. Yeah.
Producer is the executive producer and writer of the show.
Yeah, she was good.
Which coincidentally has decided to racially swap Velma, the main character, from white to Indian, with Kaling herself doing all of the voice acting.
Oh,
on the surface,
she's the
that's
character.
fine.
Okay.
I don't really care for the political
discourse that rapidly devolves as soon as you mention racial character swapping. But for
I mean, again, Pedro Pascal, literally in The Last of Us. Is he white? No, he's not white. Does anybody give a fuck? No. Because it doesn't matter.
For this particular case, yeah, it is kind of relevant. The thing to understand here is that Velma has atrocious favorability ratings, though it is admittedly far from a perfect.
How the fuck the audiences, how the fuck do you go from 55% to 7? Like, don't you ever ask yourself, like, if you're catching L's with this, and you're constantly, like, rating things with, like, a 40% differential versus your audience, there's gotta be something wrong.
Barometer in this case, Rotten Tomatoes is currently sitting at just 7% audience favorability, making it basically one of the worst rated shows in existence.
And you've got to think that the half of that 7% probably just hit the other button on accident.
However, approval has absolutely nothing to do with numerical success. It's not exactly an uncommon trend, but Velma is now joining a long list of predating programs such as Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones or Amy Schumer's Growing.
Yeah, look at this.
Such as,
bro, like how the fuck does Dave Chappelle get 35% critical reviews but 99% audience score? I can tell you how. It's because the people that rate these things are completely out of touch. You don't make that bad of a differential if you just, if you are in touch with your audience. They're paid though, critics being activists. There you go. And it's just so fucking annoying, man. Oh my God. People are complaining about the Pedro Pascal example. Here's another one. Nick Fury plays Samuel L. Jackson. Does anybody give a fuck? No, they don't. Because he's a good actor. That nobody gives a fuck about a race swap if the character is good. Okay? That's the only thing that matters. If the character is good, nothing else matters. The actor is good. Yes, because he's a good actor. That's what matters. Everything else is bullshit.
Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones or Amy Schumer's Growing, which demonstrate a widening gap between critical acclaim and actual enjoyment of the audience. For Dave Chappelle, the actual audience loved the comedy show, while critics hated it. For Amy Schumer, critics loved the special, while the general audience despised her.
Yeah, of course. What a fucking surprise. Nobody likes her. Like, I haven't heard about her in like 2 years. And like, also, I think there's another example that you can use for why I don't think this was a, like, I'll wait for his argument for it, but here's another example of why I don't think this was like intentional, the show to be bad. Is because, remember the Ghostbusters with all the women in it? Yeah, you didn't see another one of those, did you? No. Because nobody watched it. Everybody talked about it. Everybody talked about how bad it was, but nobody watched it.
But for Velma, it seems that while critics are still trying to pretend some of them, the barriers are coming down. Reality has begun to set in, at least on a very basic level, that this is a terrible piece of writing that should not exist and deserves absolutely no respect. Alright, before going further, it's time for today's video sponsor, who is particularly well suited for existing channel demographics. Most of you watching this are men ages 18 to 45. It's actually always been that way since the very early days of the channel, and as a result, some sponsor products are better suited for channel integration than others. If I advertise
let's get started, Raven.
complete dead end. Make a
As
brand
always, I'll support you.
What's the point if no one watching even has a
Carla has
desire?
taken up command of the reservoir down in the silent
Instead, I'm here as a
Roboconian babes, out of my way. effort in another idiotic call on my superiors. Still clinging on, are you? Old augmentation at its worst. All you know is to chase your master's prize. He was just as bad, you know. Recalcitrant to the last. My augmentation has been refined to perfection. How dare you bear your filthy fangs against me?
Chatty, fire up the ACs.
Where white people were painted as flat out even
She's in there.
serial killers, druggies, and sensitive trolls that merely subtract from Velma's brain power in obnoxious ways.
I could see where somebody would find that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the white guy equals bad.
Chatty,
yeah, nobody's
you know
like
what we're
that.
dealing with.
Big surprise.
Pin that tourist down.
It's like you.
Roger, Chief. Supporting. AP at 30%.
Walter told me, you know. Looks like you made a friend of your own. But it's good to have a choice. Sit on the fence, you make no enemies. Or friends.
One American remaining. AP at 50%. At 30%.
Is that all you've got? Come on! At least stay for dessert, tourist!
At 30%.
Walter was returning to his grave.
Whether or not they should is up to you as the viewer, but they're gonna be. Another will be angry about Velma and her hypersexual themes. Yet another will be angry about the racial slur.
Chatty,
But it doesn't stop there.
you know what we're dealing with. Pin that tourist down.
Roger, Chief. Supporting.
Walter told me, you know. Looks like you made a friend of your own. But it's good to have a choice. You sit on the fence, you make no enemies. Or friends.
it's like if this is one of the main
Let me lead, Chief.
story,
I'll take us over the finish line.
Like, I think there are many shows and movies that have had something
Inheriting
like
privileges.
you know, a kid that's growing
Owner,
up,
Cynthia
like,
Carla.
you know, some awkward
Activating
guy.
perimeter protocol.
But this
Silo
seems
propulsion
weird.
vector locked. All systems locked down.
Watch that show? I watched Big Mouth. Oh my god. It was the trashiest, worst show I've ever seen in my life. It was so bad. Why? Because it was on, like, I watched it with Izzy, and it was just fucking... It's like the whole show is about sex, and all the kids are together.
No new messages.
Come on, let's not do that. Let's not.
Carla
Like,
had planned
we
everything,
don't do it? How
even
about it
her own
just doesn't
death.
happen?
Just like
3
Walter,
seasons, by the way. It's yeah, it's so
the
fucking weird.
Rubiconians are continuing to resist the corporate. The potential of humanity and Coral isn't the
eats
brave.
out of the garbage for no reason at all.
There has to be
And the
something
immediate
we can
atmosphere
do.
of the
Wait,
show
what
does
the-
manage
wait,
to
what?
be an anthropic person. She is self-centered. She is horribly unsanitary. Example being when she just eats out of the garbage for no reason at all.
Wait, they have Velma eating out of the garbage? Why the fuck would she do that?
And the immediate atmosphere the show does manage to cultivate is intentional destruction of every established premise that Scooby-Doo fans initially loved. For those keeping track, let's go over the list so far. The show targets and alienates white people, a lot, specifically men, but also a wider group as well, through relentless and repeated racial insults. It certainly can't be for children, or even slightly traditional viewers, because it also pushes, within seconds, I might add, an uncomfortable amount of cartoon high school nudity, with a very clear push towards sexual awakening being a theme in the show. The main character, racially swapped by an executive producer of the same race, who then voice acts the character in question as well, is wildly unhygienic, deeply...
Only 2 episodes have been out, right? Like, there's like 10 more episodes to go? Oh my god.
prejudiced and oddly sexualized, while the parents of her potential love interest are themselves interracial lesbian cops who violate the Constitution routinely, and due process as well, to just mercilessly shoot or attack unarmed cartoon teenagers at school or in their own homes. When we really think about it, none of...
That's probably the only part that I think is like, it's like, I feel like it's like Sharknado, for example. You have the horseshoe theory. When something becomes so bad and so awful and so disgusting that it's good. And it's like, yeah, them going around as cops, just like randomly shooting people and stuff, that's kind of funny. But all of the rest of this stuff, it's like it's not perverse and disgusting enough for it to even be funny for how perverse and disgusting it is. It's just bad.
I'll explain
Like
our
if you
mission.
want to be just like absolutely
Carla's last
completely
trick has
fucking like
rendered the Xylem
iconoclastic,
inoperable.
like you're just gonna break every fucking standard.
There's only one way
We're
left
gonna
to
do
stop it
everything
from colliding
different.
and
This
igniting
show's
the
gonna
core.
subvert all the expectations. Then you have to
We
go
have
all
to take
the way.
the whole thing down.
These
The
characters
lower
are
drive block is powered by large
Have
Thermion
Fred cut his
generators
dick off.
distributed throughout the area.
Why not?
Templates,
If we
like
destroy
Shaggy
all
being
the
part of Stoner
generators and
culture,
stop the ramjet engine in the
are being
upper sea
deliberately
sector,
attacked, undermined, and torn
then
down.
we can crush the
what even
Xylem into the
is
Alien
this genre
Ocean
here?
without
Are we
impacting
supposed
human
to be
life.
happy about
It's a
this?
joke in the show?
Laughing?
One
Is
more
this
thing.
brave? Is this
I
obscene?
took the
Is
liberty
it a
of
hilarious
using your
meta
name to
commentary on
rally
society?
allies to
Or
our
is it just
aid.
bad, low-quality production that harnesses the infinite
Beyond
power of
scorched
brainwashing to drive up
Raven
viewership?
fights on.
Now, some of you might be saying to yourselves, no shit. Obviously,
No
the show
one has shaped
antagonizes previous
Rubicon's
fans
destiny
and
as much
men
as
and
you
white
have.
people and
Right.
stoner culture, etc., because
Come
it's
and
supposed
see
to.
what the
It's a
name
woke
Raven
show,
means
and that's
to
just what
them.
woke things do.
Oh, I think, in my opinion, if they want to make a woke show, totally fucking fine. You want to do that, you want to have, like, whatever, you want to use your bingo chart and have a full blackout where you check every single box. Sounds great to me. Go for it. It's your show. But just don't expect a
go,
lot of
Raven.
people to like it. That's all. Yeah, go woke.
One of our
Some
allies should
people
be
that like
arriving
that stuff,
already.
I'm just not one of them.
Before we go down that route, I want to specify that this bottom-scraping piece of shit also decides to insult the Me Too movement at large in what feels kinda like unironic commentary.
Let's see it.
One joke is about how the misanthropic, horribly disgusting, garbage-eating main character speaks the truth like comedians did or used to before the Me Too movement, which, when you think about this in context, is not really going to infuriate the same demographic as half the other badly written one-liners, and instead, similar to law enforcement themes, is more likely to infuriate the overly emotional and hypersensitive global audience that many people are assuming it's meant to cater to. Seriously, it doesn't get better. Words from the original show, so
it looks like the guest of honor's here.
Etc. are names of drugs.
Hey, buddy. I never thought I'd be rubbing shoulders with the liberator of Rubicon. Every Rubiconian who heard your cry rose up to fight.
And I myself fall into this category.
Velma was #1 top trending animated series.
Let's show them there's a future for Rubicon beyond these scorched skies.
Isn't this the exact same fucking logic that they used to use about how Andrew Tate is really popular so that means he's right and
activating combat mode.
You know what else is top trending?
Rusty was the first to offer his help.
I mean...
Never thought the plan would go so wrong. But it's good teaming up with you again. Couldn't have hoped for a better silver lining.
Like, it's just the worst way to judge things. It's trending. Morbius, yeah, look at Morbius. There's another one.
Let's clean up, buddy.
That's one of the Skirmian generators. Destroyed. 3 remaining.
There's only one animated series. Yeah, that's what I was gonna have.
Looks like the Liberation Front is broken into Institute City.
Or on HBO Max.
You should hear this. Patching you in.
Now, comrades, rout the corporation. We'll show Raven. The Rubiconians will wallow in the ashes no more.
Slogans scrawled in ash were never going to change Rubicon. Cinders are alive with flame once more.
Surround the plant. Keep pushing them back. It's time. Deploying the Schneider AC.
Sounds like quite the party down there. Love to see all my hard work paying off.
2 repair kits remaining.
I bet 90% of people that are talking about how bad the show is have never and will never watch it. They just see things on social media and they never actually watch it. Like that's such a it's that simple. Let's see the views together. Let's adapt. Yeah, this is such a bad idea. I think that you can use the example of the Ghostbusters 2016, like all the women. Yeah, everybody was talking about this, and like you would imagine that like, oh, it must have been super popular. They must have made a lot of money. They didn't. It didn't happen. I never saw another one of those ever. It was a bad movie. Yeah.
That's the machine from Grid 086.
Looks like we got our work cut out for us. It'll be just like when we climbed the wall. Nice. The intake's vulnerable. I'll get its attention. You handle the shooting. has decided to escalate. They must really want us dead. Let me handle the fleet. You've got a mission to finish. I'm counting on you, buddy.
Let's keep up the pace, Raven. We're entering the drive blast core. Watch out for ambushes. There's 2 skirmion generators left. Once we shut those down, we need to deal with the range energy. Destroy the generators, head outside.
Sustaining major damage. We're dropping like flies out here. Target is 1AC. Identification V4. He's supposed to be dead. Bulbaron! Don't let him get any closer! You're out of luck. There's only one person who can keep up with me. At 50%. At 30%.
Raven the Independent Mercenary. You're not the those dogs at command. And first of all, you, the pest of Rubicon, stir the cinders. Secondly, all of you, I'll crush you underfoot. I am Archibus.
Critical damage. We're losing the flagship!
Boy fighter! We need cover! Knew there'd be more. Not me, buddy. Well, you're gonna finish this, right? Guess I'm not done yet, then.
Archibus! One last plan.
Confirmed. V2 snail, down.
This is just, it could
Sounds like it's over.
really beautiful.
I just about managed.
All in the same episode, exactly. Yeah, it's just that their goal isn't to be
Rusty's
offensive.
signal just
They're not doing this to
disappeared.
trigger people. They're doing this because this is how they want the world.
Raven,
I
it
don't
seems
know.
we've got
Maybe you're
trouble
right.
ahead.
But I'm saying if you want to
need to
make
take
it
down
as
the
offensive
Xylem
as
fast.
possible, just call me up. I've got a lot of ideas. Please. Epstein's Island. Yeah, great fucking idea.
For purely
Brilliant.
malicious reboots with the only definable intention being maximized anger and destruction of existing brand. Today it's tomorrow, hopefully nothing, but again, I do hope I'm wrong, but that's it. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. Also, don't watch Velma. Don't hate watch it. If you're gonna do it, pirate it, I guess, but just don't add to the feedback loop here where everyone is watching a show that is terrible and deserves absolutely
The
no
Xylem is
success,
beginning its
but
descent.
it's going to be successful now because everyone hates it so much.
Now,
And look at me, I'm
we just need to
perpetuating.
destroy
Like, some
the
people
ramjet
will watch this
engines.
video and then go watch Velma because I talked
Let's
about
put
it
an
and
end
said
to
it's
this,
so bad.
Raven.
Because it really is that bad.
We're
It's
going
actually one
home.
of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
To
But
Rubicon.
it's successful.
The world
Being
you
bad and being
saved.
successful are not mutually exclusive. Anyway, yeah, that's off on a tangent. That's not scripted. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, like I've just been sitting here thinking of like
We'll also
different
need to
plot
prepare
devices
for
that
re-entry.
you could make for this show if you wanted it to be as bad as possible, given
Be
like
ready
what
to
the
escape
cast
once
is.
we're finished.
There are so many of these that I'm thinking are so bad I can't even say them. Like this is something. It's just like it's fucking perverse. Like the person that would think of this is like, you should, if you make this, you should go to jail. It's like if you made this, you lived in China, you'd go to a re-education camp.
Locals and Patreon for a monthly subscription to support the channel, social media, the video sponsor, the YouTube
Main
alternative,
system
all
activating combat mode.
I'll cut it there. So, as always, thank you all for watching. And have a nice day.
Raven, it's one of the ramjet engines.
Got the giraffe back. That's good.
Please, destroy the target.
Keep the things fresh. Oh man, it sounds like South Park now. Exactly. Yeah, the gang visits.
Core chamber is
It's
silent.
like completely, like fucking, hone in on racial stereotypes. Just do it with just literally no remorse. Yeah, oh yeah, Velma visits a KKK leader. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's just go out and show just a goofy on one case. And just make it as
Starboard chamber is silent.
the only way to make it a show at this point. Like, even if they make the show's writing good, nobody will like it because they're trying to make it good. The only path forward, it's like the one time I told you guys that I had a big bag of gummy worms, or gummy bears. It was actually gummy lifesavers, I don't remember. It's pretty much all the same. And I ate half the bag and I was sick, and I told myself I have to eat the rest of these gummy worms. But that way they'll stop making me sick.
The
Just
Xylem
have
is
to
falling from
way
orbit.
through it. You gotta do the whole thing. Get it out of the way. That way it's not gonna be there anymore. Yeah, you go in a ghost hunt. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Carl's safe.
Absolutely. Why not?
Rubicon's safe.
Let's see. Gandhi, and he's talking about how he was racist. And then like have the ghost of Martin Luther King talking about how
Selma. Yeah, with the January 6th. Yeah, why not? But, yeah, oh my god.
621. I have to
The Zerbies and Uncle Ruckus. I mean, you can have that.
dispose of you.
And,
Walter, but that AC.
Yeah, why not?
Picking up a coral response. Watch out.
Nations. Orders. My friends, mission. Eliminate all obstacles.
You are in danger. We have to defend ourselves.
Voice. 621. I see it next to you. Yes. Kindling for the fire.
Right. We're re-entering Rubicon's atmosphere. There's no time. Hurry.
When something's alive, it doesn't die easy. You have to burn every last cinder. 2 repair kits remaining. Burn the coral, and our job will be over. You earned all the credits. Undo the surgery. Be normal again.
Walter! This has to stop.
1 repair kit remaining. At 33.
It's like there's no Yeah, exactly. Life is stranger than fiction. Exactly. Yeah, there you go. I still stand believe that I think that House of Cards, the TV show, it didn't die because of Kevin Spacey. It died because of Donald Trump. The fucking show, the real life election was so fucking insane. That the show that was supposed to be a more dramatic version of American politics couldn't keep up with it. And the show died. I think that's what happened. I watched it.
Look at you, 621. You found a friend.
Careers have changed forever. The end of a 40-year career. Actually, I want to watch this one.
Walter!
Not sure.
We have to go.
Time to get out of collge, you get a job, then you retire with whatever, 65 or so, and then you enjoy your retirement somewhere at a hot place.
Wow, that sounds super exciting. I can't wait to do that.
One
I
day,
remember whenever I was in like
humanity
2nd or
and
3rd
Coral
grade
will
and I
thrive
realized this
together.
was the way life was played.
You
I said,
kept our
fuck
potential
that.
safe.
I'm gonna stay home and play video games my whole life.
Right?
I know Walter
That's
feared
been
a
the
collapse.
model of the past.
So
That's
boring.
not working.
But
That
I
is
promise
absolutely
you,
not working anymore.
There's
In every
another way.
Go to school, get good grades, get into college, become a professional, and work your way up the corporate ladder until you can retire with your savings or a pension.
We'll find
I
it
think there's
together.
a lot of people that still do that. Like, I don't feel like this is like impossible to do or anything. Like, it really, yeah, that's just still happens a lot.
Plan for a lot of people, and despite what a lot of hustle bros on the internet might tell you,
now that's f***ing insane.
It's a good plan if you can stick to it.
Yeah,
9 to
sure.
5 jobs are picked on a lot, usually by people that need a way to sell a get-rich-quick scheme. The standard 40-year professional career has let millions of
Raven.
people enjoy very comfortable lives free from the stress that comes with being in business for
You took
themselves.
on my
But that is
hopes.
all coming to an end.
My selfish
Well, I
dream.
think that, like, in general, working a 9 to 5 job
Now,
has
I
like
want to see the
values
future
that's
that
different
you
than
choose.
being self-employed and having like your own thing, like streaming. Like, you know, you have like very distinct on and off time. Whenever you work for yourself, if you're very invested in what you're doing and if you're successful at it, the odds are that you don't really have a lot of time off. There is time that you are working, and then there is time that you are thinking about or planning for working. And that's about it.
In just the last 24 months, we have experienced quiet quitting, quiet hiring, work shortages, and labor shortages. What a lot of people aren't talking about, though, is how this is just the result of companies still trying to make outdated business models work in an age where workers can demand more from their employers. The establishment of the 40-year career is crumbling, and there are some employers and employees that are doing a great job taking
Registration
advantage
number
of it, and there are others that are
RB23.
suffering. The first trend is that despite pervasive stories about hustle culture and people making partner before the age of 30, while also building an outside business that drops
like
its
you passed the authentication. You've got
storefront, the average worker is not grinding. They are getting...
Well, most people are not grinding. Like, the truth is, I remember whenever I was in high school, and it's like, how do you think most people, you know, did in school? They didn't try at all. Like, they didn't know how to do math. They couldn't read. They were dumb as fuck. Like, yeah, I mean, that's really the truth. I mean, am I the only person that had that experience? And like, I know what they're doing now. They weren't doing shit then. They ain't doing shit now. And in the future, they still ain't gonna be doing shit. They're never gonna be doing shit because that's all they give a fuck about is getting drunk, chilling, and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. But I do think that, like, for a lot of people, if you go to work and you try to actually do your job, like, I've had like 2 serious jobs my whole life besides streaming. And in both of those jobs, if you go to work and try to do your job, you are automatically in the top 50%. Just by that. You showed up and you did the work. What the fuck? Oh my God. Wow. Wow. And there's no like, there's no like fucking bullshit. You're not complaining about something. You're not arguing with the manager constantly. You're not shitting on the floor of the bathroom whenever you don't get to take Friday off. Everything's fucking fine. Yeah, they like you. It's okay. Yeah, you're not pissing in water bottles. Everything's okay. Especially in the government job, yes.
Getting less ambitious. A Wall Street Journal article surveyed a range of businesses in demanding fields that are usually staffed by ambitious workers like law, business consulting, and marketing. The companies all reported challenges with getting their employees to go above and beyond, which is really corporate speak for working late and